3 months in, I split the class because suddenly I saw there were personalities who were best going to be traffic officers. So they went to OFYT for 2 weeks to be under the tutelage of Tracy Burke, and she put them through their paces to be the best traffic. I promise you, they came back, they took over that whole class as traffic assistants, which were great because nobody teaches traffic.
Yeah, because okay, now grade 10 or grade whatever.
Yes, they wouldn't even
and you
know.
go, I think I want to be a traffic officer. You wouldn't know. You don't know. You don't know.
No. And then there was some that wanted to be graphic designers, so I brought in a guy who could do graphic. 4 of them wanted to do the copy, so I got Stephen Burke, can you believe it, to come in and do that. I was very lucky. And the rest were client service or media orientated, and we just continued with, you know, whatever we were learning in that thing. So it was just that suddenly you realize that you're sitting with all A-type personalities, all go-getters, so when you put them in a group, they fight. Because they all want to lead, they all want to have, you know, they've all got a great idea. But in fact, some of them were more kind of better at doing kind of organizing, planning, eventing, and some were more at just being out there and presenting and smart ass and whatever, you know. And others were going to be graphic designers, and that was the end of that. But at the end of the day, I needed to find that out before I even. So it was cool. Yeah, it was great. It's been a great experience. So out of 49 original intake, 47 through, and in the industry.
Now you said that most of the students, when they came to you, didn't really know what the industry entailed. They didn't know what they were getting into. How did you get them from that spot to where we are now?
It was quick. It was really quick. You know, when you take it's like a blank canvas. They had no expectation except that they were looking for a job.
How did you recruit them?
I used a filtering service. I used a crowd called Dream Workers who are an NGO who work with unemployed people, and GAP, which is a graduate asset program. So,
and what was the criteria?
The criteria was they had to be matriculated, preferably with a exemption. They had to be able to read and write English, and they possibly had to have kind of an interest in tourism, because that is the only industry that they know about. And if that was kind of then but the main reason they came was because they wanted a job. All of them. On every single interview was, I need a job. I need a job. So if this is going to get me a job. And the first lecture I did I did like an Idlers type kind of interview system. We had everyone sitting in a room day after day, and then they'd go for interview with 7 people in a room, including Roshana from Jupiter. Then they'd come out and present to me, but I'd be just doing these lectures about what marketing and advertising was, so they got a kind of a feel for it. Then they'd have to present to me in the class, and out of that we would check my score and the group score and decide who we would take.
That's cool.
Yeah, so out of about 250 delegates, but I would have had 6,000 people apply if I'd gone out.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did a filter first, which was great. The second round, which is going to start now, I said to my students, let's do friends and family first. You know the deal. Just send me your best candidates. We got 9 people in last week. I interviewed 9. I will take all 9. They are absolutely brilliant. My class was asked to evaluate. Because this time around, I did the interview privately and brought them in for the class to interview.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And you're taking about 40,
I'll take another 50 now.
50 people. That's great.
I know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Scary.
And this is the only program like this in South Africa?
Yeah, at the moment. It's called the National Certificate of Advertising. This is the only one.
And how long does it take to?
1 year.
1 year.
So they're with me for 6 months and then they go out for 6 months. But I have to still do the monitoring.
But do they pay?
No.
So you've got money from somewhere?
CETA.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's great. Awesome. That's cool.
From the MICT.
No, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, why, in your opinions, has it taken this long to get a program like this, and the only program in South Africa up and running?
No, I would not say it's the only program. This is the only program right now that takes this amount of kids. There are other programs that run. They don't run at this level. This is NKF 5, which is the first year university level. There are a lot of internal programs. I think that, you know, and Tumela and I discussed it on our way here, it's a hell of a process, and if you don't sit on top of those kids the whole time, they fall out so quickly.
But I think the point is it's an initiative that you're doing because what was meant to happen naturally didn't happen. Yeah. So Red and Yellow, AAA, they never said, hey, no black people. So they were doing their job, teaching, training people, and they were expecting black people to come. The fact is that the moms were going, UCT, oh, 20 grand, you know, ooh, Red and Yellow, 60. And there's reasons why it's 60 rather than UCT. But they're going, oh, you're going to UCT, you know. So, so the problem is that the traditional way didn't produce the results. Yeah. So, you know, thank God you're doing stuff like that.
But Melo, did you have something to add?
Yeah, what I like that is that keyword, they were doing that job. For Sharon, I think it's more than a job. Nobody, if you don't have it in here, you can never do it because there was 50 of us, 49 of us, 47 of us, and it's more than just going there from 7 until, it's more than that. We call Sharon any time of the day. Her phone is forever on. If we have personal crisis, the go-to person, the go-to person is Sharon. Some of us, we don't even have family in Cape Town. Yeah. So the go-to person is Sharon, always. So if you don't have it in you, it's not for everybody. I'm actually getting personal because it is that personal. Yeah.
But I think that's a key. These kind of things, you require somebody extra to have passion, you know, about it.
Now, what's next for you, Sharon?
Well, you know, I've got it was quite a wrench when these 47 left. Last week.
It doesn't feel like you had these children who have now left.
I know. I didn't sleep for about 2 weeks in the last 2 weeks because we did a pitch, a real pitch on Lantheric for a new fragrance. Amazing. And honestly, it was unbelievable. Yeah. So April's Fool, we went live for Safari Now through Have You Heard. They gave us a brief, and their idea went live on
the prank.
The prank,
yes.
The Nkandla one. The Nkandla, you know, the Nkandla was now up for rent. We are. No, you could go and spend a night there. No. It was hysterical. It was
joke's on you.
17 people did try. Yeah. Cool. And so there was real stuff that happened, but I started to really get, I had sleepless nights because I was worrying about who would what. And yes, that, you know, afterwards I've had some, you know, the first day one of them went and by 11 o'clock, I don't like it here, it's this, you've got to, please do this. I'm like, all right, now I've got to sort him out, you know. So but it was a huge. But you know what, they did me proud. So it's, you know, shit in, shit out. So you've got to be really careful. The energy you put in is the energy you get out.